Good morning, Upper Sixth. So there's a lot going on in the world of business at the moment, but not much in the press about the clothing industry. So good news today about the gigafactory going onto the Coventry airfield. So they've been trying to pitch for that for a while, and it looks like with a bit of money from the UK, grants and subsidies, and also lots of money from some Chinese investors, FDI, and they're very good at building these gigafactories. They've come with the skills and the money to help the UK. We've got a lovely country as a production location question if you want to read that article. But because we're preparing for paper 3, I thought we would dig a bit deep into something to do with one of those loved brands, Marks and Spencer's. And this is 2 articles, one from the fashion press and one which is using some of the information from M&S's annual reports from 2023. Those are the themes that are down there, and here's the question. So first of all, before we look at any data extracts, we should plan our answers, because then we know what we're looking for when we go to the case study. So we're looking for the hook to start off with. Well, clearly our hook is likely value, but we need to know of what to what. Well, it's of the strategic partnerships to Marks and Spencer's. Okay, scribble over there. That's a very long arrow. Now, because it's likely value and we don't know what their targets are or their aims and objectives from the question, we know that we're going to be looking for their aims and objectives. Okay, so this is our hook. We also need to know what we're going to define. So we're going to put a K above this for our knowledge. We're going to define strategic partnerships in context with whoever these people are and Marks and Spencer's. Now, this is talking about premium brands and Marks and Sparks. I'm thinking that I want to make sure I'm identifying if this is a new market segment. This makes me think that this is going to be a newish market segment to Marks and Spencer's, and by going through this collaboration, strategic partnership, maybe they're going to go into a new market. If it's a new market, I'm suddenly thinking existing product, new market. Maybe I'm thinking maybe this is a bit of Ansoff to do with risk. The risk of using Ansoff in our answers is we get all excited about it and we start talking more about Ansoff than the question. Don't do that. But you might be able to use this to talk about risk reduction through the strategic partnership. Okay, I've written a MOPS for you using the language of Ansoff, and I've also written a different MOPS as well. You would only write one MOPS, obviously. So here's the first case study. So we can see this is taken from Marks and Spencer's annual reports. We can also see it says 2023 on there. Now, if this was much older, I might be questioning the reliability of the data. Okay, so we have to look for clues at how to question that, especially in the numerical based essays or calculate questions. So case study, reshaping. So reshaping is a good clue that they want to change some of their strategic direction, and they're looking for growth. Okay, so I've actually got part of my hook in some ways. My link to likely value is helping them to grow, and we can see. So they're looking for product differentiation. Okay. So this could possibly be there, and e-commerce expansion. And I've got lots of information in here about their aims and objectives. Their clear objective is to grow online by 50% for its clothing and home. Okay, lots of H's here. This is because of the link to the hook. And when I'm writing my essay, I'll have my data extract booklet possibly to my left, because I'm right-handed. I'll be writing with my right hand in the exam booklet, and I will quickly, at the end of each chain of argument, think about how to contextualize the end of my chain of argument with something linked to the hook in the question. Lots on here about e-commerce, yeah, and the integration of third-party brands. Okay, well, if they're going on a collaboration with a premium company, that is a third-party brand. So I've got loads of information there about the aims and objectives of Marks and Spencer's. Then we've got an article about one of these premium brands. So we know that this is our premium brand, and there's other ones in here as well. Okay, we look down the bottom quickly to see if there's any clues to do with when the article was written. We can see this was written on the 18th of March, so very current, and it's written by Drapers Online. Not that I knew this before the research theme, but they're a very respectable fashion journalism type website. Okay, so M&S have added premium women's wear LK Bennett to its third-party platform. Okay, so we've got lots of things in there. We've got seasonality, they've got sizes, we've got price ranges from £59 to £500. Okay, there's a good, nice piece of application to do with premium if you wanted to use that. And London-based, and they've got some other premium brands in there. They're delighted. More mention of seasonality, and they look forward to working another way to, so there we go. We've got loads of information there about premium, different offers, and we understand this is to do with the likely value of the strategic partnership. I'm already thinking about my justification. My justification for this would be considering the alternative, and the alternative is not going into these strategic partnerships. We'll see how this works out. So, as a quick practice, likely value, hook, okay, of the strategic partnership to Marks and Spencer's, and we know this is linked to those aims and objectives. We know we're going to start off with an in context definition of this, and we're thinking about this compared to M&S and possibly going into new market segments, attracting different customers. And remember, some of those goals were 50% of his business online, for example. That's a future orientated goal. I wonder if we can squeeze that into a MOPS. So we're going to start with our first point, and we're going to go into what this is all about. Okay, I've underlined and put in bold for you what might be considered as the connectives here, but more importantly, it needs to demonstrate an understanding of the strategic partnership, because in this example, I've decided not to define in context first. So if I just leap into my answer, am I defining? Am I showing that understanding? If not, I'm going to get 0 marks, remember. So this enables them to diversify and enrich the range of appeals, doesn't demonstrate an understanding so far of that strategic partnership. By incorporating premium brands, M&S taps into prestige and distinctiveness of these brands. Okay, so they are incorporating partnership. I'm going to be okay. If you're unsure about this, then write a definition in context. A strategic partnership is, and then at least it gives you the foundation of your answers. M&S to cater for customer preferences, improving customer satisfaction and loyalty. They want to basically grow their business. They want loyal customers, because loyal customers, remember, they're cheaper to keep them loyal. Yeah, so as long as you look after them, and loyal customers will buy more stuff from you more frequently. New customers are really expensive to acquire, because you have to persuade them to come from somewhere else. Maybe loyal LK Bennett customers will start using Marks and Spencer's. The evidence for this is 90 third-party brands. Demonstrates its commitment to offering a variety and quality which aligns with its growth and value creation aims. Okay, likely value. Yeah, likely value is improved customer satisfaction and loyalty, and even this down here is linked to it just in case. Now, between all of that, you've got at least 5 chains of argument. Now, remember, when you're looking at evidence, you don't just quote the evidence, you interpret it. So this demonstrates its commitment is a chain of argument, and also is you interpreting, which is very important. However, we need a counter argument for each of these. It's a 12 marker. I need P, however, A, J, MOPS. Answer the question, justify your answer in context, MOPS in context. Prioritising premium brands risks alienating M&S's traditional customer base who may seek value alongside quality. Now, I had thought about writing something extra on the end of this to justify that, because we could be accused of this being a bit of an assertion, but I decided not to, because they're bringing in premium brands to help them to enhance its appeal. Those people that seek luxury, down here it might wind up some of their people that already want value. Okay? So actually, don't think it's an assertion. I think I'll get away with that one. Next point, partnerships drive online sales growth, aligning with their objectives. Collaboration between third-party brands enhances M&S's online platform attractiveness, making it a one-stop shop for high-quality and diverse fashion options. Diverse, obviously more diverse than it was before. Not very contextualised at the moment, very textbooky, bit of an online platform. Maybe that is going to be application. Need better evidence, really. And here it is. This is crucial for achieving M&S's objectives of 50% of clothing and home business online, partnering with LK Bennett and some other brands mentioned here. Not only diversifies, that's that bit there, the product mix, but also uses the brand's own following, potentially increasing traffic and sales on M&S's platform. So those loyal Puma fans might suddenly start coming to Marks and Spencer's because they're offering a wider range of products. However, integrating numerous third-party brands may dilute M&S's brand identity and complicate its value proposition, back to one of those aims, compared to low-cost clothes and food. Okay? Now, when I got to here, I thought, that however sounds a little bit abstract. I'm not going to write anything abstract because I'd like the marks, thank you very much. So compared to low-cost clothes, yeah, well, they do sell some low-cost clothes, and we know that they're bringing in premium brands. So I'm going to get away with that anyway. And we know that they sell food. There's nothing wrong with bringing in a little bit of your own knowledge as long as you're using the case study. Conclusion, let's answer the question in one sentence. The strategic partnerships between premium brands and Marks and Spencer's will likely be valuable. The question's about likely value. Let's just make sure we drop that into our conclusion. Let's not be one of those students that accidentally answers a different question. Then we need something a bit chunky that justifies this in context. And here I thought, do you know what, I'm going to put my MOPS into my justification instead of writing it separately. There's nothing in the standards that says that you've got to have MOPS separately. And actually, as long as it's in context that you justify, you're probably going to get most of the marks anyway. And remember, if you can't write something in context, just don't bother writing it. At this stage, you're not going to get any marks for it. So if M&S did not partner, nice way, think about the alternative, with premium brands like LK Bennett, it could damage its ability to attract a broader customer base and meet its ambitious online sales targets. Bit of a repeat, even though it's in a different context. Such an approach would leave M&S needing to catch up in market trends, e.g. Fraser Group, who offer a range of its own and premium brands, particularly in e-commerce retail, where brand variety and exclusivity drive customer interests and loyalty. So we've done lots of case studies on the Fraser Group, one yesterday again, even though that was a failing case study. And we know that e-commerce, maybe I want lots and lots of range to choose from, so I don't go to another website. Okay, that makes sense. That's based on the market, competition with Fraser Group, and if you don't do it, this is what you're going to miss out on. Let's try another one, this time with objectives with a bit of Ansoff's language. Without strategic partnership like the one with LK Bennett, M&S would miss out on a key opportunity for market expansion and customer diversification. Nice bit of Ansoff there. According to Igor, these alliances could reduce risk, allowing M&S to explore new customer segments without the risk of brand dilution or costs associated with new product development. Nice language for Ansoff again. This would help M&S achieve its objective of securing 50% of clothing and business online. A bit of a link there into value being their aims and objectives. So this one uses some of the language from Ansoff, okay, and helps us write what I think is not a bad justification. Hopefully that was useful. You look at the standards and you decide if it's level 4 or not. If it's not, email me some what went wells and EBIs and maybe with an updated version.